So, the LG 27GR75Q released a good few months ago now, and before buying this monitor, I was surprised to see that there's barely any coverage in video reviews and online articles for it. Therefore, I figured it would be worthwhile putting together a quick video overview of the monitor, going over some of the pros and cons that I've noticed, and discussing how it compares to my previous Dell G274D. While this won't be a comprehensive in-depth review, I hope it will help people that are considering purchasing the monitor and will maybe answer some of the questions that I had before buying it. So one of the first things to note is that this monitor is priced at £280 in the UK and regularly seems to go on sale. I've seen it as low as £209 around Black Friday. So this price point makes it extremely competitive, competing almost directly with the Dell G2724D, which offers similar specs at the same price. I also found that the customer sales team at LG are really helpful when buying a monitor, and they often are able to provide discounts if you buy it direct with LG. So when I bought this one, it was at full retail price for £280, but I was able to get it down to £240 just by chatting with the staff on their live chat. Obviously, yeah, you can wait for the sales. It was as low as £209, I think I saw it for. So you can get it at a really competitive price, which when you see the spec, it kind of is a no-brainer. So to break down the spec, this is a 27-inch 1440p IPS panel, which features 165Hz refresh rate and has all the normal features that you'd expect from a mid-range 1440p monitor. As stated on LG's website, you get a 1 millisecond response time, 2560 by 1440 resolution, 165Hz max refresh rate, tilt, height and pivot adjustment, as well as a 1000:1 contrast ratio and 178-degree viewing angle. Pretty much your standard IPS panel specs, but you know, it's there if you want to see the exact specs of the monitor. The max brightness is advertised at 300 nits, and the built-in I/O offers plenty of customization to the user, from preset modes to custom settings. You also get one DisplayPort 1.4 and two HDMI 2.0 ports. So one of the main concerns that I had for the monitor was going to be the brightness, as I use my PC opposite a window and have found that with some of my previous monitors, the reflection can be far too distracting. At 300 nits max brightness, the monitor somehow seems to handle reflections a lot better than my previous Dell G2724D, and so far I've been able to use it during the day with the blinds open with no issues. Obviously it is slightly noticeable, but it's a lot better than I've seen on that previous monitor. And so far it's not meant that I can't use the monitor. It's been more than acceptable for daily use. Obviously as well, another thing to note is that it is currently the winter here, so it's not as bright as it could be in the summer, but given the fact that I've had the window fully open and I've had that on some pretty bright days as well, I'm fairly confident that it'll be okay in the summer as well. And that brightness at 100% is actually pretty damn bright, to the point where at night I have had to turn it down. Sometimes I've used it even as low as 50%, but I found about 80% seems to be a good level for the monitor. So my guess is that the reflection handling is more to do with the coating that's been placed on this screen rather than the brightness that it can achieve. But whatever it is, it definitely works. And for me, it seems to be pretty much the perfect panel. So a big pro with this monitor to me is the build quality and design. It feels extremely sturdy and also comes with a fully adjustable stand that allows for tilt, height adjustment and pivot adjustment. I love the sort of new sleek look to these Ultra Gear monitors and feel it could easily work well in both home office environment or a gamer's setup. The discrete Ultra Gear logo on the front also looks really good, and I really like this new kind of design style for LG monitors. Additionally, the monitor has really good colour reproduction and is on par with what I've come to expect from IPS panels. Having used various in the past from the likes of Dell, ASUS and LG, I've had no issues so far with the way the colours look. It's not washed out at all. It's really, really high quality. And it does kind of feel like it's the culmination of years of, you know, building IPS panels at 1440p, kind of put into one monitor at a really affordable price. Probably the only real downside that I've found is the IPS glow, which is definitely noticeable in dark scenes on the bottom right and left of the monitor. Given the price and fairly low impact this has on gaming, I feel like it's definitely not a deal breaker, and I've seen much worse from other similarly priced monitors. However, it is worth noting, as for some people it can be very annoying, and obviously there is an element of luck with this as well, depending on the panel you get. Some people could have it worse than others, so it's worth bearing in mind. But for me, it's not a deal breaker. It also, unfortunately, doesn't feature HDMI 2.1, which I know can be quite a big factor for some people. But it is worth noting that there's a higher end kind of version of this monitor, which is the 27GR75Q. It's yet to be released. I'm pretty sure it's like on the way this quarter for the UK, but it's effectively the same monitor in that it's 1440p 27 inch, but it has a 240Hz refresh rate and also allows for much higher brightness. Obviously with the addition of HDMI 2.1 and some other little extras. So well worth considering. Obviously it will be a little bit more expensive, but if you like the look of this monitor, it's basically the same thing, just higher spec overall. So overall, the LG 27GR75Q is a really well built 1440p monitor. As I said before, it feels like a culmination of years of experience in building 1440p gaming monitors that have kind of resulted in something that's very price competitive, but also packed with features that PC gamers would expect in 2024. My advice is that at this price point is a really good value option. And I'd strongly recommend it if you're looking for a gaming monitor around the £280 mark. If you want something slightly higher spec, then the 27GR83Q is on the way, as I mentioned before, and that would definitely be worth considering, as it's basically the same monitor, just with higher refresh rate, higher brightness, and a few other extra sort of bells and whistles that you'd expect at the higher price point. But yeah, so to summarize, that's kind of like the pros and cons that I found with this monitor. As I said at the start, this is not like an in-depth review. I won't go as in detail as showing, the exact response times and things like that. All I can say is that for myself, using the monitor, having used various others in the past, I'm really pleased with it. I could see this being a monitor that I keep for quite a long time. And yeah, I think it's well worth checking out if you're in the market for a 1440p 27-inch panel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you found it useful. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, if you found it helpful, leave a like and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.